Hello, welcome. I really I want us to address a certain issue because of recent I get a lot of inquiries from people, and some of them pretty much are wondering what is so spectacular about living that we must strive and do all it takes to stay alive. Why should I put more effort in surviving? Why can't I just put an end to things and try again in the next episode of life? Since there is no heaven, since there is no hell, since all there is reincarnation. So why is it unjustifiable for me to take my life and end it just right there? This is an informal and impromptu broadcast. And they want to know if in African spirituality, suicide is condemned. Now, there is such a thing as knowing when the ovation is loud and low, so you can take a bow. There is such a thing as being aware that you are supposed to die. And in African spirituality, in the study of the universe, the trigger for death only comes when you have poured out all that you carry within you. Some deaths are satisfactory and justifiable, so you don't become useless where you once was useful. And when I talk about death, I talk about death in two aspects. The death where you could not breathe again, because really you can't die. The truth is you can't die. What mankind call death is actually life. When you cannot raise your hands, when you cannot hear people, when you cannot breathe, when you cannot move from one place to the other, it is actually not death that happened to you at that point in time. Because I want us to take a little journey once in a while, at least once every month, to also come to terms with death, because the essence of life is death. If there is no death, you cannot appreciate life. If there is no darkness, you can't appreciate light. If there is no joy, you can't appreciate sadness. So it is always very important that we all come to terms with that particular word, death. Death is the real and true life. Only those who are open-minded and exercise some level of intellectual quotient should follow me now. The moment they say you cannot hear, you cannot breathe, you cannot do things and all that, that is the moment you do them the most. Now I'm going to say something. That spot where they say you are dead, that is the spot where you see clearly, you hear loudly, and you touch freely. Death is the removal of every form of barricade. It is the elimination of every form of limitation for you. death is a freedom to live in actuality, because when you die, then you become a free-flowing energy again. In African spirituality, we clearly have the understanding that it is the energy that gives you ability to do things. This energy, to you, you call it spirit. And when the energy is present in you, then you can move your hands the way I'm moving it. You can speak the way I'm speaking. You can think the way I'm thinking. You can hear me loud and clear. Because you have the ability to do things. But the moment the energy leaves your body, this goes down. However, the energy itself is not deactivated. It only left your body. So death is not dying. Death is seeing life the way it is, because this moment where we are limited in scope. We are limited in sight. We are limited in reach. You can only be in one spot at one time. But then, if there is any concept of omnipresent, you are. Because energy, spirit, can be everywhere at the same time. And this is the realm of the unknown. The realm you are, where you listen to me, where you read books and you think you have seen, you have read, when you travel and you think you have amassed experience, it is still the realm of the unknown. We constantly live in the realm of the unknown. It is that other realm that you call the realm of death that is the realm of the known. Some people have trained themselves to be able to switch between this realm. While they are still here, they are also there. So you could be talking to people and you are somewhere else. You are omnipresent. You are everywhere at the same time. So, for example, if I speak to you right now and I said, imagine that we are at White House, you will be at White House immediately. Here, your energy transfer from here to the White House. Now, the universe made it possible for you to be addressed at one spot per time. So this is your portal, your access point to the energy and the spirit in you, the ability to do things. And I was sharing yesterday during the masterclass on how it is very, very easy for me to pick your energy from this portal, this housing, this temple, and put it in a tree and then cut the tree off, and then you die immediately. This body become, that's all. So what happened that the universe placed an energy inside of you is what happened when I know how the universe placed energy and pick the energy from you while you are asleep, put it in a plantain trunk, put it on a tree, and I cut off that tree. What will happen to you when I put a knife on your neck is what will happen when I put the cutlass on that tree. I have deactivated the temple where your energy is housed, and so the energy need to leave. Some are dead and they are still walking. So there are people who believe in the blood of Jesus there who might want to try this. You can give me your first name, you can give me your mother's name, and you can give me authority and say, do what you want to do with that. And then gone too soon will be the order of the day the following morning. Let's not forget the question that birthed this particular broadcast. It is the fact that why hold on when you can just give up? Now, the concept of death should not be a thing that they use to scare you anymore. Because death gives you access to the unseen, unknown, unreached. Death places you in a spot where you over on everyone. You move freely and you walk without hindrance. It is your maximum spot or point or phase of omnipresence. But why live? You live because the ability to do things, which is the energy, is a great task placed on you. And every single thing you are to do with that energy is not for you, it's for others. Now, the concept of limitation, the concept of boredom, the concept of not being appreciated, the concept of sadness become alien to everyone who uses their ability to do things for others instead of themselves. The greatest mistake of mankind is that the ability to do things, we always amass things to ourselves by using the ability to take care of ourselves. So we think about our money, we think about our house, it's all about our wife, all about our children, everything is all about us. See, when the ability to do things is limited to you, the strength to do things is removed from you. So people get depressed, get tired. Why? There is no fun in the activity. A life lived for you alone is a limited life, and you are not given a limited life. So when you try to condescend and reduce yourself to what you are more than, your life becomes boring. Now, this energy, which is the ability to do things, when you have done all you could or all you can, you will be notified when it is over, and it is not age specific. So in African spirituality, our understanding is not limited. So we do not count how active, or let me say how useful we are by numbers of years we spent on earth, but what we are able to do during those numbers of years. However, it will become a useless life if the numbers of years you use is only used to help you and yours alone. Either you like it or not, every single activity that the energy pushes you to do is written down as a memory, not in the book of life anywhere, but in the memory of people. There should be something called a driving force, and it should be only one for mankind: service to one another. So if you die yesterday, today, or tomorrow, it should not matter, because you have done all you can. And it is those categories of people that the universe respects so much to put the impression on them that it's time to go. Now, don't die scared, because the realm of the known is not admitting people who are cowards, who are afraid. See people who on their deathbed they cry with regrets. The tears that come out of their face is not because there is a demon beating them in hell or whatever. Their life flashed before them and they saw what they should have done, they refused to do. What they ought to have done, that they relaxed on. Places they should have gone to, people they should have served, money they should have spent, houses they should have built, lives they should have saved. They couldn't. The universe is not rude to you and I. You can only be ignorant to the emotion and the intelligence of the universe. So at your deathbed, you already know the kind of life you will live in the next episode. Torí o mọ̀ pé ya ó jẹ́ ọ, yóò sì jẹ́ pọ̀mọ̀pọ̀mọ̀ ètè rẹ. The realm of the unknown is the realm of death. So you see some people smiling while they are dying. You might be sad that you are going to miss them, but they are excited. They want to try again. They have done all they could. They have done all they should. So they are filled up with smiles. They are aware that they have done what they should, that the next episode of life will be full of adventure, not a carryover of what they should have done in this episode of life. So there is no heaven promising anybody or God saying, come to me, come home, and people smile. No, people see what they have done. It is here you will see the consequences of everything you have done. If you deserve peace, if you deserve chaos, you already know. And so asking, why are we holding on to life? If there is no heaven, if there is no hell, it's like asking us, why are you eating? If you are not building muscles. The question should be, what is the essence of life? And the simple answer should be, the essence of life is so that you can die. Life is a phase of ignorance. Life is a moment of ignorance, a moment of limitation, a moment of condescending. Death is the moment of unlimited access to the information that others cannot, because at that point you are absolutely omnipresent. What the birds of the sky is saying will not be strange to you. So you don't say the birds are chirping. You hear them clearly at the point of death. What the plants are saying is not just silence. You hear them clearly at the point of death. The water, the air, the sun, the fire, every single element of nature. When your dog looks at you at the point of death, you can almost swear that you can hear the voice and the heartbeat of that. And the point of death, nobody can deceive you. You know the thought of the heart of man. Now, should you die daily or shouldn't you? So many people are focused on living. Life is ignorance. Death is knowing. So I'm not saying until you cannot breathe again, until you cannot raise your hands again. I'm saying, can you live a life where you are dead daily? Dead to the noise pollution around you, dead to the distraction of the world around you, dead to every form of miseducation, dead to hatred, dead to selfishness, dead to everything that will not make you listen and be in unison with the universe. Living a life of death will put you in the realm of the known all of the time. And while you speak to people, you are still dead to their cunning ways. You can be amongst them and not be one of them. So death, I speak to you also in another way, that you can be alive and perfectly dead. Dead to the trend and the vogue and the running of races that have no value to the universe. So this is why you must hold on. Hold on, because you have not started living yet. The life as you have embraced it, as you have been living it all this while, is filled up with limitation, is filled up with ignorance, is filled up with so many condescending life. And that's why it is boring to you. You ask this question because you are not even living at all. You can only live at the point that you die. A lot of us are so alive to fashion, alive to sex, so alive to money, so alive to sport, so alive to several things that have no value in our divinity. You should die to them. Until you die to them, the essence of life will not be revealed to you, because only those who shut life out enjoy what death can bring. Your life is like the case of a corn or a maize. that is about to be sown. So you sowed it until this seed die. It can bring life up. So imagine how much life you can bring up if you die daily. Die daily. When you live a life of death daily, when the real death comes, you won't be scared of it anymore. Because a life of death is a life that does not attach its own value to the physical thing that he or she could see. When your value in life is determined by things that can be held, substances, you have no value at all. Because what can be held, the moment you create a thing and can be held, it starts diminishing. If your value is attached to things that diminish, then your life diminishes along with it. So the essence of your life, your worth in life, should not be according to the money in your account. Unfortunately, so many of you righteous people, when we say this is what you're worth, you want to argue it out on Forbes magazine. It gives you joy and happiness to check your bank account and see that you're worth this and that, this and that. So we ask, after this money, what else does your life worth? Nothing. But do you know you can lose all that money within few seconds? Where will your life be? So you can never have the courage to hold on to life until your life is lived for others to enjoy. And you know the only reason why you can live your life for others to enjoy? It is when you constantly die. So if I die for you, and you die for others, and others die for me, we are all dead people enjoying the unlimited power of sacrifice. So what goes around now begin to do what? To come around, because we have chosen that we will die to ourselves. So if you have ever been told that someone dies for you, it is not the actual death where they cannot breathe. It is because they use their life to serve you. It is because they felt that you need to be in comfort also. You need to share in their joy. They could hold it all to themselves, but they have chosen to die to some comfort so that you can also know the taste of it. And so if you watch my back, you can't watch your own back. While you are not watching your back, you have allowed death to embrace you from the back. You have put yourself at risk for me. So when I dedicate my life to watch your back, it becomes an awesome thing. When you are safe and I survive just because you also are watching my back. You see, our lives are interconnected and interwoven with one another. And if there's any reason why you must hold on, you must hold on because you need to make a reconciliation. How many people have you affected positively? How many lives have you changed positively? How many back have you watched and guard them not to be infiltrated into or to be hurt? How many stories have you changed? How many people are smiling just because you choose to make them smile? See, when the number of people you make smile, you bring happiness to their life, begin to outweigh what you thought you can do, then you are free to truly die now. And it wouldn't matter if you started early. It will not matter if you started late. Age is not a respecter when it comes to death. So you must constantly live in that state where death is not a big deal to you, but your second nature. Be dead to your covetousness. Be dead to your unreasonable passion. Be dead to greed. Be dead to selfishness. Be dead to self-centeredness. Be dead to everything that has to be in your favor and for your own gain. Because what goes around comes around. When they say that, they don't talk about something from the outer space. It is you that goes around. It is you that comes around. And whatever it is, look at life like a relay race. The button you pass is what is passed at you. Let the game be, all of us have something to win. And that is why you must hold on. You must hold on. So on your deathbed, you don't die with regret. And you know what happened when you live a life of death? You would not need encouragement from outside of you. Because it's like a farmer who planted crops and watched the crop grow. Watching the crop go. The growth of the crop is what is going to encourage the farmer to be alive until the harvest day. And you know what happens when farmer gets to the harvest day? He would not eat the harvest of his crop alone. Even if you plant 1 acre of rice, you can't eat all that acres of rice. That is how your life is. You are beyond abundance. You just have not tested your depth yet, your depth. You are beyond magnificent. You have just not tried to be who you are supposed to be. Your life is absolutely fantastic. And the more of it you use for others, the more of others you become. The right encouragement to go on comes from doing what you can to those you can. And the more people you do it for, it becomes a lifestyle. Then you get to a spot in life where if you are not doing good, you become bored. If you are not helping people, you become sad. Until you get to that extent, then you are not ready to die yet. If you have not gotten to a spot in your life where you make calculation of how many lives have I saved this week, how many people have I helped this week, if you have not gotten to a spot where if you are not helping people actively or passively, you feel sad within you, you are not ready to go yet. Because you'll be scared when death comes. Why? You are not living a life of death. You are not used to it. You need to practice how to die by constantly living your life and spending it for others. Now, I do not mention altruism. I do not mention being taken for granted or becoming a fool just in the process of helping. You know real help when you see one. You don't help people to the point of hurting yourself. You help people, and the help you give to people should return happiness that cannot be described with words to you. That is the real help. Help that you do that make you sad and make you broke and make you done, no, it's not help. You are endangering your own self as a precious species in this earth. And help does not come from money alone. Some of you can help millions of people just by speaking the truth to them, to set them free from captivity. Some of you help people just by listening to them. And some of you, the help you can render to people is to stretch forth your hand and help them financially. You must know the kind of help that the energy in you gives you the ability to do, and do it in the right place that you should. Philanthropic work is not a profession. Philanthropic work is not a profession. It is a human nature. And you don't have to be a millionaire to be a philanthropist. You can think out how you can do good without it involving money. And the thing I know about the universe is that the right kind of people with the right kind of mindset, with the right resources, will be ushered to you. Thank you very much for listening. And I hope you can take this word and see why you should hold on to life. The day of your death is not today. You have not done all that needs to be done. When you are ready to die, you won't be the one to take your life. Death will come by itself, and then you'll be happy to embrace it. Adara fún wa o, ajuwa ṣe o, a ò ní kú ní rèwerèwe o, a ò ní fọjọ́ ọlọ́jọ́ lọ, a ò ní bọ́ sí kòtò bọ́ sí gbangba, a ò ní bọ́ sí kànga, ayé a ò ní fẹsẹ̀ kọ, àṣẹ, ó dìgbà.